What's going on, Mutha truckers? Thanks for everyone for joining the show today. So, the first question that I have for everyone out there is, they talk about the FMCSA, they talk about the hours of service, they talk about the regulations, and the thing that truck drivers are telling me is that 30-minute break is the biggest time waster. So my question to all of you are, how many of you are wasting so much time looking for parking just so that you could do this 30-minute break, and then you sit there and then you do nothing, right? Mutha truckers, comment down below. Let me know if this is a big problem, because I believe, if you're an owner operator, you're an adult, you should know when you should take your breaks. I mean, it's always about public safety, but with that in regard, should you be forced to take a 30-minute break, have to look for some parking, trying to find a place to park your truck, then reverse, find the parking spot, and then sit there for 30 minutes. My truckers, comment down below, or am I getting this all wrong? And you guys really like the 30-minute break and you think it's good for the trucking industry. Breaking news just came out recently, right? So if you don't know, we made so many segments about this. Nikola is on its way out and they've been looking for a buyer. Well, it looks like Lucid, that electric car company, has come in and wants to acquire their facilities and actually rehire 300 of their employees. But in it, they stated nothing about their semi-truck business model, which was what Nikola was for the most part. And so, this looks like the very end of Nikola, and Lucid is taking advantage and getting the warehouse and the assets at a very discounted rate. There was an article that came out on Freight Waves talking about an interview that Kendra did from Truckstop. I've interviewed her myself, a very nice person. And basically she says a big problem in the industry is there is a lot of fraud, but nobody's going to jail over it. And so when you think about that, what are your thoughts, right? If someone is double brokering, if someone frauds a carrier or a truck driver, how much should the penalty be? How long should they go to jail for? Because right now, it just seems like everything's just a slap on the wrist. And because of that, people are going to continue to double broker and do this fraud and hurt the trucking industry. So I thought it was a very interesting topic that she brought up. Now, I thought this was extremely interesting right here, right? So basically, when you talk about having one truck or two trucks or three trucks, you can't compete with the big players out there. And so I'm at the Comdata exchange and I had an opportunity to interview the vice president of Bennett. And, he told me they came up with the idea. And tell me about this right here, where, they understand that drivers don't want to work for their company. They have their own goals and dreams, but they still want to give those benefits to the truck driver, right? And so, I wanted to learn a little bit more about this. I don't care if you use their resources or not, but I thought it'd be interesting. And that's kind of the thought process behind it, right? The big companies out here, the Primes, the Knight Swifts, the Bennetts, they have really big buying power. When you're a small fleet, you do not have that access, right? And so would having that access help you? Is there something else like this already that you're using? Mutha truckers, check out this interview and let me know if you think this would be a good resource for your company. What's going on, Mutha truckers? We're putting this episode out today on LinkedIn. We're having fun. We're at the Exchange 2025 and we have Bennett in the house. Danny, tell people, what you do over there, because we've been talking off camera and you're a professional race car driver. I saw the picture. I looked at the image. Yeah. You're a humble guy, my friend.
Oh, I don't know. We're out there having a lot of fun. It's pretty special when you can be as old as I am and get to go out there and play around, do the things you wanted to do when you was a kid and you couldn't.
Oh, I love that.
I grew up in the cab of a truck. And then, of course, when I was a kid, you'd go out in the yard and you'd grab the trucks as like a 13-year-old and we'd drive them into the bay to get them serviced and all that sort of stuff. And
that's awesome.
Been in them ever since.
You guys come from really humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And we're going to get an opportunity later on, very later on, hopefully not too late, but go out to Georgia and maybe interview mom and
Definitely.
hang out and see what, Bennett's about. But we're here at the Exchange 2025. We got something else going on. Can you tell the world what you got going on? Something about Bridge Hall.
Oh, Bridge Hall is our newest thing. It's actually a whole lot of fun. It's a fintech company. It offers fuel consulting services, fuel cards, and factoring services to small trucking companies. Because here's what happens, Alex. When you're as large as a Bennett, you've got a lot of buying power, and you can put together deals that are really good for your owner operators. But a lot of guys that are small, they want to operate, let's say 1 truck to 25 trucks.
Right.
They don't have those same packages. They can't go out there and get good fuel discounts. They can't get good discounts for maintenance. And they struggle with cash flow. That's where Bridge Hall comes in. We want to aggregate things together and give those small guys the ability to operate with some of the same services and lowered cost like you can with a big company.
When you're a one truck guy, or girl, you just don't have the buying power to get things done, right? So is that kind of how it worked out? Is Bennett just kind of grew in its natural form, and now you guys just have so much buying power that you're going to put a lot of those savings back to the single owner operator?
That's exactly right. We can aggregate our business along with others into many, many, many millions of gallons a month.
Oh, wow.
And give that small guy an opportunity to save some money and run his business. Because, I grew up with truck drivers. I love truck drivers.
Yeah.
And we want everyone to be successful and go out there and do what they enjoy. And that is get behind the wheel of that truck and roll down the road and make some good money. And we want to give them a chance to keep as much of that money as they can at the end of the day. Bridge Hall is different than all the other ones that I know of, where they're basically finance people wanting to service the trucking industry.
That's right.
We're really truckers.
That's right.
That want to figure out how to help other truckers. And we realize that not everyone that's an owner operator is going to lease on to Bennett.
Yeah.
Right. They've got other things they want to do, different types of freight they want to haul.
Yeah.
We just want to be able to provide a service to help them in whatever way they would choose that would be best for them.
We're going to post this podcast on LinkedIn. So, all the other people are like, we got someone that knows what they're doing coming into this.
Hey, I tell you what, they better look out. Coming hard.
My God.
Thanks, Alec. Appreciate it.
I love it.